In the last few years, history has quite literally been rewritten. Welcome to Historacle, where we cover interesting stories of the past. From sunken cities emerging from the shadows to mummified warriors locked in ice, archaeologists have uncovered some of the most extraordinary finds of the 21st century. And they're all recent. These are the 7 greatest historical discoveries of the past 3 years. Let's start with one that's been called the most significant Roman find in Britain in decades. In 2023, just outside the English town of Scarborough, archaeologists stumbled upon something extraordinary. Beneath what was once considered just a farmer's field, they unearthed the remains of a Roman stately home. But this wasn't any ordinary villa. The layout suggested a fusion between a luxury dwelling and a religious sanctuary. The structure included a central tower, surrounding wings, and a bath complex, all astonishingly well preserved. Ornate mosaic floors, painted walls, and complex heating systems hinted that the owner was someone powerful, possibly with ties to the Roman elite. What made this find so compelling was the blend of wealth and spiritual significance, a rare glimpse into how high-ranking Romans lived and worshipped on the edge of the empire. It reshaped how we understand Roman influence in northern Britain. Now, from the hills of England to the deserts of Egypt, where a recent discovery has revealed a lost chapter in the story of the pharaohs. In 2024, a team working near Saqqara, just south of Cairo, unearthed a cache of sealed tombs untouched for over 3,000 years. Inside one of the burial shafts, archaeologists found a sarcophagus with the name Ta-em-Uya inscribed, an official during the reign of Ramses II. What made this discovery remarkable wasn't just the intact tomb, but what was inside it. Perfectly preserved burial figurines, golden amulets shaped like scarabs, and rare inscriptions never before seen. One of the coffins even bore a unique spell from the Book of the Dead that historians had only read fragments of in ancient texts. This wasn't just another tomb. It was a puzzle piece in the massive jigsaw of ancient Egyptian religious life. And now, thanks to this find, that puzzle is closer to completion. Heading north, deep into the icy wilderness of the Alps, a melting glacier revealed something both haunting and heroic. In the summer of 2023, as record heat waves gripped Europe, the Theodule Glacier in Switzerland gave up a secret it had held for centuries. Emerging from the ice was the fully preserved body of a medieval soldier, armor intact, weapons at his side. Forensic analysis dated the remains to the early 1600s. But it wasn't just the condition that stunned researchers. It was the story etched into the metal. The breastplate bore the insignia of a Savoyan regiment, a military unit involved in brutal battles during the wars of religion. He wasn't just a casualty, he was a message frozen in time. His equipment suggested he died not from violence, but from the elements. Trapped in a snowstorm, likely cut off from his battalion. His preservation has provided scholars with the most detailed insight yet into 17th century Alpine warfare. Now to Mexico, where underground secrets keep rewriting the story of ancient civilizations. In early 2025, using LiDAR scanning, a laser-based mapping technology, researchers uncovered a hidden Maya city beneath the dense jungle of Campeche. Named Ocomtun, or Stone Column, this city had remained invisible to satellites and explorers for centuries. Once boots hit the ground, the scale of the city was staggering. Massive step pyramids, ceremonial plazas, and hundreds of residential platforms stretched across more than 50 acres. But what stood out most was its unique circular structures. Unlike anything previously seen in Maya architecture, this wasn't just another lost city. It was evidence that the Maya expanded farther and more densely into the Yucatan Peninsula than previously believed, and it challenged assumptions about how these cities interacted and traded. The jungle is still swallowing some of its secrets, but Ocomtun is slowly speaking, from the forests of Central America to the ruins of Greece, where a myth has turned out to be rooted in truth. In late 2023, archaeologists working on the island of Evia unearthed the long-rumored temple of Artemis Samarynthia, a sacred site mentioned in ancient texts but never confirmed by physical evidence. The ruins included marble columns, inscribed altars and votive offerings dating back over 2,500 years. But the true jewel was an inscription bearing the name Artemis Amaranthia, definitive proof that the temple once considered a legend was real. Scholars debated whether the writings of Strabo and Pausanias described a real place or a symbolic one. Next, let's travel back to Africa and possibly the origins of human history. In 2024, in Ethiopia's Afar region, researchers made a find that could rewrite our understanding of early humans. They uncovered a partial skeleton of an ancient hominin, dated to around 2.9 million years ago. It belonged to a species known as Australopithecus afarensis, the same as the famous Lucy. But this skeleton was different. It was male, larger, and featured traits suggesting it may have been more adapted for walking upright than previously thought. What made this so significant wasn't just the age or condition, but its implications. This discovery suggests that early hominins may have evolved bipedalism earlier and more efficiently than assumed, and that the evolutionary path to modern humans was more complex and more crowded than we ever knew. Finally, we return to Europe, and a chilling find beneath the waters of a dried-up river. In the summer of 2023, as the Po River in Italy faced historic drought, the receding waters revealed a forgotten piece of World War history. A German Panther tank abandoned and buried in mud for over 75 years. It was remarkably intact. Historians believe it sank during the final stages of the war, possibly while retreating across a makeshift bridge under Allied fire. Inside the turret, they found personal belongings, a rusted canteen, a pocket knife, and a small black and white photo of a family. It was a reminder that even steel giants were driven by human hands. These findings remind us that the past isn't done speaking. It's still beneath our feet, waiting patiently for someone to listen. What did you think of these discoveries? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more history brought back to life, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you want to see next. Thanks for watching. This has been Historical. See you next time.